Welcome to Baby Lady. Let's take a tour inside. Follow me to the door. So when you get to the door, there is a doorbell. You just need to ring the doorbell and then we'll let you in. Come inside and have a look. Hi, my name's Debbie and welcome to our Baby Lady Canterbury store. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Baby Lady and how Baby Lady evolved to the store that we have today. So originally I was a finance manager and a payroll manager. I lived on the south coast in Worthing, and I was dating my now husband who lived in Herne Bay. And I was made redundant back in 1991, and it was the second time I'd been made redundant in less than a year. And I decided that actually I didn't really like that feeling and I really wanted to work for myself. So I've been travelling backwards and forwards between Worthing and Herne Bay for some time, and at one point either myself or my now husband was going to have to move. So we decided that I would move up to Herne Bay and that he would support me so that I could set up my own business. And I looked around for opportunities. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, did a few business plans, and in the end I settled on a nappy delivery service, because in those days nappies were huge and really bulky. It's probably really hard to imagine now because they're so compact, but they were incredibly heavy. They came in huge packs that were difficult to carry, and lots of people didn't have access to cars. So people like myself set up little businesses around the country where we would deliver not just nappies but sundries, maybe milks and creams and all the other baby essentials directly to people's homes. And we could do this and we could help people make their lives a lot easier. And it went really well. For the first 9 months it was quite successful. I was really busy. I was getting new customers all the time. And I was loving it because I really love people. But suddenly overnight, the supermarkets were losing a lot of money from losing all these sales, and they dropped the price of nappies and sundries by over a third, literally overnight. And it wasn't a flash in the pan. They were selling them as loss leaders, and it continued for some months. And at that point, it was very obvious that I couldn't continue with the business in its current form, and I either needed to quit or do something else. So we had a choice. Do we give up or do I look to try and change? And at that point, I had lots and lots of customers who were saying to me, why don't you open a baby shop? So that's what we did. I looked around and I found a tiny lock-up literal store. It wasn't even a store. It was literally like a lock-up box in Tankerton. It wasn't even on a lease. It was on a month-to-month basis. But I moved into there with the help of my husband, who lent me £3,000 to stock out the shop. That was his savings, and we invested that in stock. And as things sold, it started to go quite well, and I was able to reinvest that money. He supported me for a long time so that I could continue to reinvest the money. So from our Tankerton store, which was very tiny, didn't even have a loo, just literally a lock-up, we then moved. We found a tiny little shop in Herne Bay. And that was actually bigger. Though it was tiny, it was bigger than our Tankerton base, and it was more permanent. We had options to stay there a lot longer. So we moved into there. We started adding to the stock as we sold things. We just reinvested. My lovely husband supported me probably for about 5 years, where I didn't draw a wage because everything went back into the business. And we just grew it and grew it. So I loved working in the shop in Herne Bay, but it was clear that we were going to outgrow that premises quite quickly because it wasn't that much bigger than the Tankerton place, and it didn't have a lot of storage. And as we grew, we needed more storage. We needed to hold customer orders. But we were very much tied then because it was incredibly difficult to make the move to a bigger premises. At that point, banks were very reluctant to lend money. I found it incredibly difficult to get them to support me, even though I had a really good business plan. There were several brilliant properties that we looked at that fell through because we couldn't raise the finances. And so we ended up being in Herne Bay a lot longer than perhaps we would have liked. And then my husband actually found this property that had been vacant. It was in a terrible state of repairs. It had been vacant for 2 years. It had previously been used as a phone shop, and originally it was actually a chapel, and rather lovely. We've had people in since who've actually said that they were christened when it was a chapel in this building. So we managed to get the keys and we managed to make the move here. It was a big leap at that point, and I made one decision that really stretched us financially at that point, and I think it's been one of the best decisions that I've made, and it really helped us grow the business in this building to where we are now today. So when we got the keys to the premises here, it was, as I said, in a really bad state of repair, and we hadn't been able to see lots of parts because there was so much rubbish, and there was a hatch, and when we looked upstairs in the hatch, there was actually a whole load more space. There was all sorts of things stuck up there, chairs and sofas and goodness knows what that we had to get rid of. But it made it obvious that there was enough room to put in a mezzanine floor, which is really deceptive because from the outside of the building, it doesn't look like there's enough room for that. So we really stretched the budget. I really pulled out all the stops in order to pay for a mezzanine to be put in. And I really think that that's made such a massive difference to our progress and to our ability to showcase so many different ranges. So now we're on the mezzanine now upstairs in the furniture showroom, and we have such a beautiful set of displays of furnitures up here, which really do give you the idea when you're putting these into your nursery at home what you could create. So when I set up the business, what I really wanted to do was provide the same type of service, the same type of advice that I would like to get when I go shopping. So I wanted to give customers helpful advice, knowledgeable staff, people who could explain the differences, would know all the technical details, and would be able to cut through the maze of what is so confusing about buying for your baby. And I wanted to provide a service that wasn't about selling what's most expensive or what people are getting commission on. I wanted to be able to provide the right product to those people who maybe just couldn't understand from all the pictures and videos that were out there what was going to be best for them. And I think that we've managed to achieve that here at Baby Lady, and it's really, really important. It's one of our core values, and I have a brilliant team here, and they all care passionately about what they do, about customers, and about providing that service. And I think it shows. But we have to develop. We've always had to develop. I've had to change with the times as the business has grown, so we've had to change. COVID obviously threw us a massive curveball, but it also gave us lots of new opportunities to try different things. So our YouTube channel really became a lot bigger during COVID. We did masses and masses of videos, really helpful instructional videos, how-to videos. They're all available for free on our YouTube channel. You can watch them even if you haven't bought the products from us. We have many people watch them, and I've had lots of lovely comments about them. We've also recently put in a feature wall. It's not down to me at all. I can't claim the credit. This was Chelsea and Claire did all of the work for this, not me. And I think it looks absolutely stunning. It means that we can do some of our videos. We don't have a studio. We're not like one of these posh companies where we have a separate room where we can do our videos. We've got some screens, and we can make a little studio in the shop where we can film our videos, because we're continuing to do those videos because we know that people love them. And it also means we can take pictures of our lovely customers and share them, because people love that now. They love to see pictures. We had some amazing customers last week, 2 sisters, both pregnant, gorgeous photos. You can see them on our Instagram pages. They look amazing. So this feature wall is fairly new, and we are continually trying to grow and evolve. One day, maybe we'll have an even bigger premises, who knows? But in the meantime, I think we do what we do really well. People come a long way because we have so many different products on our shop floor. We're car seat specialists. We're experts in extended rear facing. All of our staff, again, are very knowledgeable and trained on these car seats. So it is well worth a visit. We do have people come a long distance. They often travel 2 or 3 hours to come and see us. And they say that, you know, it's a good journey. It's worth it. If you want to come and see us in our Canterbury store, we'd love to welcome you. But if you can't get to us, do get in touch with the team by any of the normal channels, because there are other ways we can help you. And if we can help, we'll do our very best to do that.